Today, Joe and I will be going the long way around the Grampians National Park.
Okay, just filled up in Horsham here at the Shell. I'm not too sure what fuel's available around the way, Balmoral, Toolondo, whatever. There's definitely none at Cavendish, so there might be any till we get around the Hall's Gap, which is probably 200 k's plus. And we've already done, we filled up yesterday, so we've done about 80, so topped up, should be good. Okay, we just travelled out of Horsham on the Wartook Highway, and we're going to head down to Noradjuha and Balmoral. 16 k's to Noradjuha. This is Noradjuha. Not a lot here, but over here on the left, this guy here in this house, he sells firewood. Red gum, beautiful, 90 bucks a tonne, delivered. Can't beat that. Toolondo. Somewhere there's a lake. It's over there. Golf club, caravan park, boat ramp, stuff. Okay, Lake Toolondo. At Toolondo. They've got some barbecues and shit. There's a toilet, another barbecue. There's a sign telling you all the things you can't do, and there's a boat ramp, and there's water, and there's a picture frame which you can look through. Apparently you've got to sit here. Very nice. There's two signs here. This one says Toolondo Reservoir, constructed 1952 and has a capacity of 92,430 megalitres. Now this sign here, 20 feet up, says it was built in 1953. Well, there you go. Truck. There's the Grampians over the back there, so we're just heading round to the southwest end of them. But on the side here is a bit of a fire break. Obviously someone's thinking ahead. Don't see enough of them, but there's a fire break between sort of some wooded land on the right and paddocks. And then forward on, further on from there, the Grampians. Alright, we're just coming into Balmoral, I think. Looks like it. We're sort of losing sight of the Grampians a bit because we sort of head down a bit and away. Next will be Cavendish, and then we start moving back into the southern tip of the Grampians. The guy collects stuff. Shops. So Cavendish is pretty much down the south, probably the south-southwest side of the southern tip of the Grampians. Cavendish is a bit of a crossroads. From the Wimmera Highway, you go through Cavendish to go to Hamilton, or you cut across like we're from Balmoral to go around the Halls, off to Halls Gap. We often find ourselves in Cavendish and usually stop somewhere. Dunkeld, that's where we'll be heading. Not to Dunkeld, but that direction. Sometimes there's water flowing through here, depends. Being on the edge of a drought, there's not much. Shady spot. Cool. Cool bananas. And just out of Cavendish, we turn on the alternate scenic route to Halls Gap and Horsham, which will take us up, around and through the back. We're around Artois 26. So this is now the Grampians National Park on the left. Maybe some of that, I don't know, but probably mostly on the left. Halls Gap. Sand on the road. The one thing you've really got to be careful of here, because there's no fences or anything being the national park, is that although not real common during the day, it still happens often enough, is kangaroos and wallabies come just bouncing out of the bush straight across the road the other side. And even worse are bloody emus, because they're so unpredictable. Not that kangaroos are predictable, but emus are even worse. Some real rocky out. I got a bug splatter on my screen and it's like a spearmint colour. I don't know if you can see it. There. Just checking out a little spot. We call it a while back. It's a campground on the way to Halls Gap, and it's right on the river, or creek, or whatever it is. Last time there was water there. When we came here about a month ago, there was water flowing through here, from up there, down there. It was cascading down through the rocks, down under that bridge, and it was actually quite lovely, cool, and clear. Obviously we've had no rain, so there's no water, because the water itself catches off. This is the valley, but there's mountains either side and they're quite rocky, so it all tends to run down into here. But obviously when it's flowing, when there's high flow, it comes right up to here. But it's seasonal. Still looks nice. Just coming into the more populated area of Halls Gap. Lots of holiday houses, cottages, B&Bs, chalets. Okay, stop for a pie and a cup of coffee and a drink and a smoke. Heading back up towards Wartook. Then we'll turn off just after Wartook to Rose's Gap. Now that would look really impressive when it's raining. The water would probably run down it. More than probably would. This is Wartook in the Wartook Valley, which 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, 3 years ago, got a lot of places were lost during the Grampians fires. This area was completely burnt out. It's just nothing, just sticks and ash on the ground. Most of the mountains you see over to the right, if you can pick them up on the camera, they were just completely razed. Nothing but, yeah, just nothing but sticks. But the trees, most of the trees are recovered. They pulled a lot out, a lot fallen over. You see a lot of coppicing on the trunks where new growth has since returned. This place on the right here, this was the Happy Wanderer holiday resort. That was most of it. They made administration building and residence house was all burnt to the ground. Now we're just about to head into Rose's Gap. We'll head along that valley. We came up here just after the fires when it was sort of opened up a little bit as they cleared the roads, and this was just grey and black sticks. You could see all the way through the hill. Even some of the hills in front of us up ahead, it's still a little bit sparse for vegetation. There hasn't been a lot of rain in the last 3 years since the fire, so it's struggling, but it's still quite incredible how it regrows. So this is the road through Rose's Gap. It's just a lovely meandering road through the valley here. Some rocky outcrops up the right hand side. Once again, lots of coppicing on the trees since the regrowth after the fires. Most of the bush is recovered. And it still amazes me because everything here was just grey, like it was just grey sand, nothing, sticks, and all the different varieties of native and ripine vegetation returned. So we've left the Rose's Gap and the valley area back behind us. Haven't gone too far, probably about 5 k's, and the fucking temperature, it's jumped about 3 or 4 degrees. It's just so hot. We knew it was going to be hot today, but it's hot as. Feet are hot. I feel it coming off the tar and in the air. Yeah, we're just about out of the Grampians area, heading back to the Western Highway. Where we'll turn left and it'll be back to Horsham and then home. Thus ends the tour.